It's time to have one of those one-on-one chats with you and me, okay? Because I've had some thinking, I've been doing some thinking in the past day, okay? And no, obviously I've been thinking beyond that day, but those days were not good days. But yesterday was a very good day for me. I had a revelation, if you will. But first things first, yes, the title, whoa. That's kind of spicy there. Whoa, what you doing there, Rigozen? Yeah, there's a reason why I'm going to say that, right? But let's just go ahead and say it. This video is probably not going to get monetized, and I don't care. Fuck all of you. Okay. Fuck all of you. All right, because here's the deal. Right, here's the deal. I've been focusing too much on the bigger picture of things, the grand scheme of things, right? And that's been killing me. That's been hurting me. And I didn't realize it until recently, which was yesterday. And just try to walk it back a little bit here. I'll give you my explanation of what the hell is going on here. So essentially, for the past couple of years after me leaving school, I haven't been out of the house as much. The only times I've gone out of the house is the few times that I went out with friends. I've gone to the groceries, but for the most part, I don't talk to many people besides Discord. But I would say that texting isn't really a very social thing. Voice calls, I'd say, is a decent, what do you call it? A decent substitute, but texting, I don't know. But anyways, that's really the only communication I had with people. So with that being said, though, it's kind of maybe a little antisocial here and there. But the biggest issue is the isolation problem. Not being able to talk with as many people as possible. And that has led to me to start thinking about different things that isn't very pleasant to the average man. Okay, no, I'm not gonna become the next, Minecraft YouTuber, where it's just gonna be like, oh, he tried to groom a child. No, it's not like that. It's more like, me wanting to be the bad guy. Do you feel me? As cringy as that sounds, that thought has always been a thing with me as a young boy, but it's something that hasn't really manifested into something that I would take seriously. Like I would like pretend to, go along with it, be like, how kids are, right? But now, I'm not a child anymore. I'm literally 21. But being by myself has allowed me to think about these things over and over again, and it's really allowed me to grow, allow these thoughts to root into my head, and I started taking them seriously. I started to actually practice them in some way, shape, or form, actually desiring it, actually wanting to do those things, to try to move pieces to actually accomplish those things. And it's like, it's for a good second, more like a good couple of years, it's something that I actually really wanted, and it really did cause some damage to me. It really felt like I was getting to a point where I wanted to give in into my insanity, and I just wanted to let go. I wanted to get to a point where I understand what I was doing was wrong, but I just wanted to do it because it needed to be done. I felt like it needed to be done, in a sense, to cause havoc, to break the entire world with a mass army and stuff like that. It got very dangerous. I was in very dangerous waters, and I don't think a lot of people realize that. I didn't really talk about it with a lot of people either. And then I actually started to talk about with other individuals, actually not other individuals, really close friends of mine. Because I started getting to a point again where it's just like, man, I don't want to do anything. It's like, why am I feeling like this? It's very depressive moods. So I started talking with people. A very close friend of mine, he brought some really great insight, which was to essentially change my perspective on life. Because that was a thing I always knew. It's just like, if you depending on your perspective on life, is like it's gonna change how you view things, right? If you're gonna be happier, a little bit more angry, stuff like that. The perspective that you have on life matters, right? But with that being said, though, I was like, okay, well, I understand that. But like, where do I go from there? And I was, was thinking about that a little bit. And then more recently, I started getting more sad and stuff like that. And then I got to a point, which I think was yesterday. Yeah, it was yesterday. Yesterday I was like, you know what? July was going to be that month where I try to do something radical. And that was to isolate myself completely. It was just like, don't upload anything, not talk to anyone at all. And that was the thing I was going to do. And I was like, this could possibly help, right? So, but this time, something compelled me to do some research for once. And I'm not going to say I'm like a expert of like isolation, because I literally looked up one article. But at that moment, that's all I needed, was just that one article. So I opened up the article because I actually was really interested in doing the whole isolation thing, and I was shocked. I was shocked, very devastated. Maybe that's a little too dramatic to say, but let's go for it. I was devastated. It was really eye-opening for me. Essentially, the article was talking about the dangers of isolation. Specifically isolation in darkness, because there's this dude who took a bet that if he isolated himself in a dark room for I think 30 days, which is essentially a month, he would get $100,000. From what I remember, he only lasted 20 days, and he was compensated with $62,000. And they said that he suffered through different side effects of these through isolation, which was, I think, hallucinations, the change of a sleep cycle, but that had to do more with the darkness of the room, because it was always dark, like 24/7. So obviously that's gonna change things. And then if I don't remember correctly, the article also did say that it also causes people to become more ill. So like they're more susceptible to illness. People who are isolated. Loneliness is a huge problem as well of isolation. We as a people are social creatures. We weren't really meant to be isolated. And so once I was reading that, it was really eye-opening. I was like, holy shit. And like all this time, I've had those problems. My sleep schedule's been fucked up. Hallucinations, it's not got to that point. So thank God for that. But man, like it just felt like the article was like saying to me, like, Rigozen, it's time to wake the fuck up, right? Like it's time to be a little bit more social, right? Because you're being retarded, right? You're not talking with enough people. You're not having good conversations with individuals. That's why you're allowing yourself to have these horrible, shitty takes to root inside your head, and you're starting to think this is right, this is correct. So I was like, okay, I see you. But it was going to be at that point where it's like, I understand that, but what am I supposed to do? I don't really care. But until then, later that night, there was this one clip, and this is gonna sound really stupid, and I might lose some of you here. But I was going through Twitter, and Keemstar posted this video to Ethan Klein, H3H3, and it was supposed to be like a little jab or a big jab. So it wasn't posted in good faith, but I took something out of it that was just like, that was like the moment where it was like mind blowing for me, right? And it was Jim Carrey in an interview with two other dudes, and he was talking about why so many people are so depressed nowadays. And he said one of the reasons, and that was like the only reason he gave until the clip ended, that reason being, too many people are trying to be that one thing that changes the world. And I was like, you know what, that's me. Because if you don't know, you do know, okay? Literally, anyone who watches my videos, you already know, like, there's a big seated hatred for the furries, right? Like, I am trying to wage war on the furries, trying to, purge them offline, make them reform and shit like that. So that was like the slap to the face. If anything, the isolation article was like the shaking, the little alarm thing, but the Jim Carrey clip was the slap to the face. And at that moment, it felt like I was awakened. I was finally awake. Like my eyes have finally been opened, kind of deal. Like a revelation finally happened, and I was like, holy fucking shit. I need to change! I need to change before I actually kill myself for no goddamn reason. Alright, like, it was insane. It was literally crazy. At that, just in one day, I was like, okay, I see now. It's time to change. You know, I shouldn't give myself to my insanity. I shouldn't feed into that insanity. I should try to fight against it. I should fight against it, and I will fight against it. And this is what I'm going to do, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. So with that being said, yeah, with the whole furry war thing, it's over. It's over. Okay. I remember a while back I said, the furry war is over. Yeah, no, legitimately, it's over. Okay, because I'll be straight up with you. It is so fucking pointless now. It is pointless. It is fruitless. Nothing has happened. Nothing significant has happened with this war of mine, okay? This fabricated, recreation of whatever, it has to end, okay? It's literally killing me, all right? The only person getting hurt in this entire situation is me, okay? And this is where the part of the fuck you comes in. Fuck all of you if you don't. How do I word this correctly? I had it right, and I don't want to cut out the clips because I want it to be like one consistent clip. So how do I word this correctly? Fuck all of you who... No. Okay, so like the whole reason... Okay, hold on, give me a second here. I gotta think. Give me a second. Oh yeah, because here's the deal. Like I've been trying to do this for y'all, you know, to some extent. Maybe that's not it. No. Okay, so like here's the deal. If I failed to a grand extent, right? If I actually failed, and, you know, I actually did end up hurting myself, you know, a lot of you would not give a lot, you know, two shits, like, at all. You know, don't bullshit me. You know, maybe you would say, like, oh, no, Rigozen fell or something like that, but then a week later, you move on to another content creator, you start simping to them, as if, like, anyone simps for me anyways. You would move on, and that's it. Y'all don't give any fucks to me, and I'm not saying that to get any sympathy or anything like that. That's just how it is. Ladies and gentlemen, that's just how it is. There are some of you that do give two shits, but for the majority, no one gives two shits about me. And I am okay with that. Okay? But that's the problem that I had, because for a moment, it felt like, oh, maybe I would have the support here and there. But then at the same time, it's not worth my health to do this little war. If at the end of it, which will obviously end in failure, because it's not gonna do anything. It's like nothing has happened so far. No one's going to remember me, okay? And that was the entire, like, shabam, the entire thing that awoke in me. And I was like, okay, fine, fuck all of you. I'm going to try my best to vibe on my own. I'm gonna take things slowly now. I'm gonna do things step by step instead of trying to go for the grand scheme of things. I'm just gonna vibe. I'm just gonna do things day by day. What can I do to better my today? Okay, instead of what can I do to better my tomorrow? Okay, maybe I'll do that to like an 80-20 kind of deal where I care about more today than tomorrow, because if you don't care about tomorrow at all, I feel like you're gonna set yourself for failure. But at the same time, if you care too much about tomorrow, you're gonna forget about today, and today is very important. Today is very important because those are the bricks for your foundation for tomorrow. And if you don't have a foundation for tomorrow, if you don't make a good foundation on today, you're gonna fail later on. So there has to be a good balance, right? It has to be a good balance between today and tomorrow, the present and the future. So with that being said, though, with all that being said, it's time to change. So I already told you essentially what I'm gonna do. Ending the furry war. Not gonna do that shit anymore. Okay, doesn't mean I'm gonna stop making furry content, but it's gonna be less consistent. Like I said before in the previous video, if I run out of content to talk about on a specific week, I'll probably go find a furry topic. I don't think I will actually like go out of my merry way to find something. If someone sends me something that is of interest to me, I'll talk about it, but on a dire situation, for emergencies only, I'll probably maybe, you know, make a video about a furry. But for the most part, again, the furry war is over. Another thing as well, I'm gonna be nicer. Okay, I'm gonna be nicer to y'all, which is ironic because this entire video is literally called "Fuck you all." So let's start now. I'm gonna be nicer now. I'm gonna try my best to be nicer, because there is also another, you know, idea that I had, is to test people. You know, that I'll be a purposeful asshole to people to test their might, to see if they can tolerate me. Because if they can tolerate me, they'll stick around with me. Because I'm a very paranoid individual. I'm always thinking, like, what was he doing? What's he doing over there? So with that being said, no, I'm not gonna be an asshole as much. I'll try my best. I'll do my best, and I will be nicer. I won't purposefully be an absolute douchebag to individuals to test them, because at the end of the day, you know what? I just want to vibe. I just want to vibe. I don't want to be the bad guy anymore, okay? I don't want to be that individual. I don't care about changing the world. I don't want to. I just want to vibe. I just want to care for myself, for my family, and for my friends. Okay, that's what I want. And that's what I'm going to try to do, okay? And those are the steps that I'm going to take. And hopefully, and I pray to God, that I actually do those things. That I stop feeding into those fantasies of stupidity and just overall foolishness, and I actually do things that are of my benefit, that will make me a better person. So, that is literally the video that I wanted to make today for y'all. Just a realization. Just wanted to tell y'all, I had a revelation, and I want to change. Okay? If you are welcoming of this change, awesome. If you don't like this change, go fuck yourself. Okay? It's as simple as 1, 2, and 3. If you want to vibe with me, let's vibe. If you don't want to vibe with me, that's fine too. Okay? But that, again, is all I wanted to say. It's weird. It's weird to do videos like this, because I used to do videos like this all the time. Ironically, my older channel, I would always make videos like this. And nowadays, I don't really like making videos like this, because it's just like, I don't know. I just don't. But I felt like this video was important, because again, I just want to have a one-on-one talk with you, to personally tell you to, you know, just essentially fuck you, but again, that's really it. But for those of you who stuck around through this entire tirade of 17 minutes, Jesus Christ, thank you. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much for listening to this realization of mine, and hopefully again I will be able to actually go forward with this, to actually change, to be a better person. So we'll see. But with that being said, though, that's all I have to say. So thank you everyone for watching this video. I don't think this really needs an outro either, so yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and end the video. So yeah, goodbye for now.